the ratings, one of the Anfield Wrap shows that we do after the match, every league game, in the Glen Book if we are at home, and away we find somewhere to do it. Away, we tend not to have Phil for this sort of thing because he goes to the away games. On that, Phil, you looking forward to West Ham?
I mean, maybe, yeah. I'll probably have fun around the football, but the football probably not. Like, incidentally, I listened to the sort of thing you put out about the free week this week, by the way, and I reckon the show that was talked about most was this. And cheers, mate.
Lad, honestly, you want to be annoyed with me? You want to be annoyed with Liverpool Football Club?
No, I know. Yeah, wasn't fun, was it? In fact, first half an hour, I was having a nice time.
I was having a lovely
time.
This
is
good.
We're doing well. There's the one I think McAllister forced the keeper into a point-blank save, or it was cleared off the line or something. I can't quite remember.
It's a lad square in the face.
Is it?
Yeah.
Whatever happened, it was fine. Salah puts that one across the face of goal. He has the shot that he tries to sort of get Celtic. I think that was still at 1-0, wasn't it?
Still at 0, yeah.
And things were like, you're like, this is all right. And then, as is the way this season,
he had 10 shots inside the penalty area. And that doesn't include the stuff that he didn't connect with at the end.
Like the one that went over the face of goal. Like, I thought we started genuinely reasonably well, and I was like, this is good. This is actually. Good
I was
football.
also. This is what you do against a team like Nottingham Forest.
We moved the ball around. Like, I thought Kirkes looked a lot freer playing. He looked like he'd been told he could get to the byline and put a cross in.
Thought he was doing really well.
Yeah, he was. And then, we got a corner. One of them I felt like we had about 8 corners before they had one.
7.
Yeah.
Well done. I've looked that up.
Yeah, the balls, then 3 or 4 of them sort of look at the ball and couldn't figure out whose ball it was. And it's Kanate on the foot, goes out for a corner. And then, I thought it was quite hilarious circumstances, the goal, given what happened 2 weeks ago. Like, some people will say make your own luck. I don't believe you make your own luck. I just believe shit happens. And shit has happened in quite funny ways consistently over this season where it makes you think, fuck's the point here? And the linesman putting his flag up to disallow a goal for us, and then not putting his flag up, and they can't overturn either of them because you just have to go with the referee's call, is quite funny, I would say. Not in a laugh out loud, this is really amusing me.
No, it's like
you've got to laugh. Like we're living in a simulation, Neil.
I feel a bit like it's like this sort of do you remember when Mascherano got sent off?
Yeah.
Because the referees had decided.
Yeah. We're going to clamp down on these people.
I just wonder whether or not it all goes off after
Because John Terry called Graham Poll a cunt or something.
Something like
Steve
that.
Steve Bennett sent Javier Mascherano off.
Yeah.
Go ahead, lads.
There was like a line.
Right.
A line that led to it.
That's the way we go.
My thing is, my worry, not worry really because it's happened, so I'm not worrying about it, but my thing about it is I'd quite like to know if all the referees and the liners had a chat and went, just gotta pull the threshold on this down a couple of notches, lads. And then here comes Liverpool, absolutely bold as brass, and walks into that one. Goalkeeper was livid.
The goalkeeper bounced up with such purpose that I was like, well, that's just offside then. Yeah. Just offside. And then I slowly started to realise, hang on, is he playing the game of get on what we had disallowed last week? I'm going to have a go. And I think both of them are probably goals. I think that's probably the right decision.
Have you seen it again?
Yeah, I've seen where he was stood and he wasn't quite in his way. Like, I'd be more alright with them both being goals than both being not goals. And I would be more alright with them, one of them both being goals than neither of them, than 1-1 not in our favour. I'd have loved the 1-1 in our favour. I didn't really like the idea of 1-1 not in our favour, to be perfectly honest, Neil.
It was the worst outcome.
Yeah, it was.
Of the available outcomes, it was the worst one.
2-0 was the best outcome.
Yes.
Van Dijk goal and disallowed goal is the best outcome.
Yes, no, that's right. Yes, I
know what you mean.
Yes, as it goes. All right, we're going to start doing the ratings. I think it's really hard to do them, so I've got tons of sympathy. Yeah. Not least because, one, it's hard to do jokes, but also, two, it's hard to sort of assess players' individual performance because of there literally is a pre-goal, post-goal.
Yeah. It's like, it's not a game of two halves because it wasn't halves, but I was actually sat there thinking about what I'm going to give people while the match was going on. I'm like, there's a lot of 7s and 8s here, and there's not now.
Yeah, we'll see how we get on now.
It's not now.
What are you giving the goalkeeper?
I mean, it felt like they had three chances and scored 3 goals, and I don't think he can do anything about any of them.
It's a good save, that for that Ricky J's out for the third.
Yes, it is. It's a really good save, and then, I mean, you're a 6, I think.
First time watching the show, we used to have a graphic, got rid of it, couldn't be bothered. At some point, I'm going to get some soft felt numbers.
Oh, like, what about like Strictly?
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
Let's get in.
I'll sort that
Milo,
in the future.
Why didn't you sort this out, lad? Come on.
It means Milo would have to carry them, though.
Yeah.
Felt numbers. So, but for now, we do this.
Oh, a series of bits of paper that we can keep behind the bar. That's easy.
Yeah, that possibly.
Yeah.
Go on. So, all right, that's fine. I don't want any more. The right back, Dominic Szoboszlai, part-time right back.
7, I think. I thought he showed like quite a lot of purpose. I thought he was part of the reason we played well at 1-0. But it's really hard to go above a 7 when you lose 3-0 at Anfield. Like he was making things happen in the first half, and I think what I would say about the 0-0 thing, and there's a big discussion about who we're playing at right back and stuff, but I think what happened at 0-0 vindicates he was the right decision at right back, to be perfectly honest.
Perfectly fair.
Because we made stuff happen down that right side. It was the best Salah's played for quite a while, because, we'll come on to him shortly, but because Szoboszlai was giving him options. He was giving him the ability to do things, creating space for him. They were concerned about him, and they were concerned about his intensity. Well. And I thought the 3 of them linked up. The 3 of them were sort of a unit on that side, and it worked reasonably well.
At 0-0.
At 0-0.
And we'll come on to later on in a second. All right, Konate.
3. It's hard work at the minute, isn't he?
I'm really struggling with it.
Like it's genuinely tough. It's a really, really tough watch, because he goes to pieces, and like I actually think he does reasonably well at. He does all right at, not reasonably well, but he was using the ball all right at 0-0.
I thought he was fine.
And if you were giving it on just on that, you'd probably go, "Oh, he actually played quite well." But the problem is that he goes from up here to down here, and the up here is irrelevant, because the down here, we didn't get anything out of the up here. He didn't actually do any defending. He looked sort of all right on the ball and moved it around. Then he goes to absolute pieces.
I find it hard. You can't be a mercurial centre-back.
No.
You can be a young... This is why one of the reasons why it's easier for young forwards to get games for teams like Liverpool than it is for young defenders, is if you're a forward and you make a mistake, i.e. something doesn't come off, well, that's loads of forward play all the time. If you're a defender and you make a mistake, it tends to result in a chance for the opposition. And I'm watching Konate at the minute, and I cannot believe the number of mistakes that he is making. If he was if he was Leone, if Konate got injured, and before a ball was kicked this season, and Leone was having Konate's season, I'd go, you've got to roll with the punches on this. He has been at the club for 4 or 5 years now. He's been Liverpool's best player in a Champions League final. He's won the league. He's been part of 90-point seasons.
He's rumoured to want £350,000 a week. Which is fine for him to say it. But you're not looking at it going, I tell you what, there's my £350,000 a week centre back, are you? Like, it's really quite tough to watch. Like, and yeah, it's bad, and you'd like to take him out the firing line, but I think you've just had a discussion on the post-match pint there. What do you do? Like, I genuinely don't know. You've almost just got to roll with it and hope that you get 8s out of him, because the 8s are, this is the thing,
the 8s
they're in
come.
there. They're in there.
They could just come. They could just be an 8.
If he sort of has an awakening, he can click. But at the minute, no.
No, if that ball that goes off his foot goes out for a throw, Liverpool defend the throw, go on and win the game. I mean, ultimately, giving him an 8.
Ultimately,
but that's the problem.
Ultimately, if Szoboszlai and Jones sort of don't do it to me to you type thing, and the ball goes all what needed one of them to do was take control of the situation. They didn't, and it ends up at Konate's feet. And then even then, if we defend the set piece, we probably might have forgotten about it.
Yeah.
And
Van Dijk.
5, I think. Looks a little bit. Won some good stuff in the air. Give a daft foul away on Thiago, I think, where he panicked and was a bit. He got Jesus, not Thiago. Thiago plays for Brentford. Wrong one. Both Brazilian and called Igor. What are the chances, They must like Russian boxing or something about 25 years ago, mustn't they?
Or Dr. Frankenstein's assistant.
Could be that. Who knows at this point?
Yeah. I think there was a bit too much of Van Dijk trying to sort everyone else's problems out.
He was a bit like, there was a lot going on for him, I felt.
Milos Kerkez.
I actually thought he played well. Like, I thought he had a genuinely good game. I think one thing he gets shit for is being thick and not making the right decisions. I have no idea where this comes from, because I watch him and I'm like, that's a good decision. There was one where a corner broke, and a thick person would have gone, oh, ball, and sprinted into the corner, lost the ball, and then they're 70 yards in the wrong... They've got 80 yards of grass in front of them, and he just went, not my business, someone else can sort that. I've got this boxed, fine. He looked like he had more licence to get the ball in the first half. I think he sort of... The goal changed his game. Not that he did anything particularly differently, but it changed the approach, the shape, the way we played football, and that negatively affected him. What he did at 0-0 was, like, I thought we had both sides of the pitch in terms of quite wide. We looked dangerous, and he was part of that. And I think you're probably going to have to go... I'm probably going to have to go 7 with him, to be honest, because I've got no reason not to, and I think there was enough at 0-0 to give him it.
Some courage on you.
I genuinely
I'm with you. I'm with you. No, genuinely, I'm with you. Gravenberch.
5. He was sort of there. His booking was outrageous, one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. He gets his leg swiped, so he grabs the ball to take a free kick, and the referee goes, ha, I think you'll find that was not a foul. Just give the foul because it's easy.
Yep.
And it probably was a foul.
Yep.
It's one of those things where referees just make hard work, they make things hard for themselves. Because if he'd have given that free kick, no one would have gone, well, that wasn't a free kick. They'd have gone, yeah, it's a fucking free kick.
I thought he's the player most affected if we take Canate out of it, because Canate was involved by the wider malaise. I thought Gravenberch's game got harder as the got poorer.
Felt like he was moved around too much as well. I think I would like to see a bit more stability and him not moving as much.
Alexis McAllister.
5 again. He had that chance early doors, didn't he? That was about it. Just didn't really impact the game a great deal. I think
Curtis Jones.
6, mainly because I think he linked up all right with Salah and Szoboszlai first half. There was one where he played the ball to Szoboszlai at the most aggressive pass I've ever seen in my life. Szoboszlai kept it in with his head, and fair play to him for doing that.
I'd have given him an extra point for that.
But yeah, he was all right. If he'd have been our biggest problem today and the way he played, we probably would have won at the level he was. So I can't really go below a 6, I don't think, or above.
Cody Gakpo.
4, I think. Just wasn't into it in the slightest. There was one that really irked me early on when there was just a ball broken in the middle, and all you need to do was go, I'm 6'4", you're Elliot Anderson, you're about 5'10". I am going to get in front of you, win the ball, I might get a foul, you might get booked. And he sort of just went instead, you can have that. You have it. That's mine. That's yours. It's not mine. Not for me. And that kind of stuff really annoys me. I don't expect people to run around like hatchet men all the time. No. I've got no interest in a left winger whose purpose is to just kick someone. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, your point, which is spot on, is if Gakpo does what he should, there's every chance Anderson gets booked. That's a spot on point.
And also,
if Gakpo just puts his body there and says, You're gonna be a bell end here and you're gonna hit me, and I'm gonna say to the referee, come on.
And the ball might break in the right way. Nothing happens. You're 3-on-3, 65 yards from goal, and you can do something. Yeah. But as it was, they got the ball. It's just for me, he's not good enough to be starting games regularly. Like he's a squad player. He's your 4th, 5th best attacking option. Fine. I saw the team sheet today and I was like, I'd rather have had Ekitike, and what I saw confirmed what I expected, to be honest. Ekitike looked quite bright. 6, maybe. Just because I think the game was done by the time he came on, and he made things sort of happen a little bit. He looked a bit lively. He didn't do a great deal, but he was all right.
Isak.
4, I think. I felt a little bit for him, and the service was non-existent to him. There was no channels for him to run, but he maybe could have got himself a bit more involved. Maybe drop off and win the ball. Maybe offer a bit more, show a bit more. He's not, he's clearly not 100% fit. He's clearly not up to it yet. So it's good he's got 65 minutes in the tank, but I don't think he had a chance. I don't think he was particularly involved. It just sort of. I think it was a foul, but I don't necessarily think it was his fault. If that makes sense. So
it makes some sense.
I mean, maybe that's harsh, and I could probably up it to a 5 based on the fact it wasn't his fault. But I've said 4 now, so fuck it. I go 4.5 or 45 out, 450 out of 100 if we're going to 3 points nil.
Mo Salah.
What's that for? I can't give anyone an 8, can I? Don't think that's allowed. So I'm going to have to say 7 because I thought he looked really bright first half. Like he looked bright and he was making things happen. He had Nico Williams on toast for large periods that first half. He wasn't terrible he looked like things were going to happen at
1-0, 2-0, yeah.
1-0, 2-0 as well. There's one where he sort of cuts inside and he just hits it straight at Nico Williams, and I'm a bit like, I feel like you could have done a bit better there. But again, he got into positions. He looked a bit dangerous. He was just, he was okay. I was all right with him.
I thought he was at 0-0. I thought he was a joy to watch.
Yeah, he was 100%.
And at 1-0, 2-0, and even to an extent 3-0, I thought he was Liverpool's best player.
Yeah, he was.
So, and I thought Szoboszlai does really well as well. But I just thought at 0-0 he was a joy to watch.
Yeah.
And you were waiting for it to come, involving him to go 1-0 up. Whether it was going to be him at the back post or something else.
Yeah.
Or he was going to create something that was going to go the other way. Yeah, I feel as though, it's a little bit of a funny one. Like, I think if he plays that well in the game against United, I think we beat United.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of games like that this season, to be honest.
Yeah.
If he'd have played that well at Chelsea, he'd have scored that one Verts put on a plate for him just after half time.
Yeah.
If he'd have played that well at Brentford, then maybe we'd have got them 10 yards higher up the pitch and further up the pitch and penned away. And
Brentford falls in the same category as this one for me.
I mean, just in terms of how it might have changed the game and made things. They might not got the opportunity to lash the ball in the penalty box because the game would have been played close to their goal. Is sort of more what I mean than anything.
Yeah.
Not that we were good and he could have kicked us up a level, but there's just a lot of I mean, there's a lot wrong, isn't there? But he can't be labelled as wrong today, I don't think, and that's nice because I think he has been a bit this season.
Yeah, it is.
But
all right, that has been the ratings. Normally it's not 4s and 5s. Well, in fact, no, that's not quite the case. They played 12, won 6, lost 6. Half the time, it's not 4s and 5s. Thank you very much to Phil.